You see, man, this is why I'm not on Twitter, man. I can't be on Twitter, man. This is why I don't have a page on Twitter. Because, like, dude, man, I would snap at these dudes, man. It's like that guy that looks like Whoopi Goldberg and that little midget from New York they are insane. It's like they are just a gimmick. What part of that don't y'all understand? When it comes to that midget from New York and Whoopi Goldberg, both those two guys are just gimmicks. Their gimmick is they have to hate Raw. They have to hate everything that involves the WWE to please their fan base that they have brainwashed for the past couple of years. Other than that, those guys are fake fanboys who are just gimmicks. They are just gimmicks. Like, they get paid to hate on the WWE. That's how they please their fans. If they're not hating on the WWE, they will lose fans. Dog, they are just gimmicks. They are fake. Do not take their opinion seriously. They're fake. Those guys are very biased. Like, they have zero objectivity. Zero. They have no credibility. They have zero objectivity. It's like, how can you even watch them? It's like, I'm just glad I'm not on Twitter, man. People send me tweets to my email, so I just read them. But overall, I just don't like those two guys, man. They are bad for internet wrestling. They're just bad for it. It's like they are the definition of what toxic is. They will always put a divide when it comes to wrestling on the internet. It's sad. To say Raw every week is bad, it's like, bruh, you are a gimmick. To say SmackDown is bad, you are a gimmick. Let me share some news for you, bruh. AEW Dynamite is awful television. It's bad, man. Like, I keep on saying, I want AEW to succeed. So I'm not being a hater. I want them to be great. I want them to hit 1 million plus views per week without them advertising some special event like freaking Blood and Guts. No, I want them to regularly hit over 1 million without advertising some kind of debut or a special event. No, y'all gotta hit that thing consistently. It's been 3 years, man. It's been 3 years and you guys struggle to get 1 million. It's like, where are those 1 million going then? What are you doing? That means you're not putting on good television. That's what that means. If you are struggling to get 1 million every week, you gotta have announcements and debuts. That means you're not putting on good television. Look, man, let me tell you a secret. Like, bruh, I struggle to watch Dynamite. It's like, I struggle with it. It's like, it's not good television. It's like, the only positive things about Dynamite currently is Max Caster and Anthony Bowens versus the Gun Club and Christian Cage. Those are the only bright spots on Dynamite. I love the feud between the Ass Boys and Bowens and Caster. And here's why. It feels very, very genuine. It reminds me of a soap opera. It's like, I'm pretty much looking forward to what they got in store for the next couple of weeks. It's like they went from Billy Gunn turning on his sons. So now Billy Gunn has reunited with his sons. Now he turned his back on Caster and Bones. Like, that's a good storyline. I like what I'm seeing. Now, when the Ass Boys first started hanging out with Bowens and Caster, I was like, that's a weird tandem. Why are 5 of these guys trying to hang out now? Like, huh? Like, why is Billy Gunn hanging out with Caster and Bowens? Then it finally hit me. I think Billy Gunn sees them as the New Age Outlaws. I think that's why Tony Khan paired those guys together. because Billy Gunn probably sees them as the New Age Outlaws, and here's why. Max Caster, he's Road Dogg, obviously, and Bowens, he's Billy Gunn. It's like, wow, like it took me a while to arrange the dots. He sees them as the New Age Outlaws, and I see it. Because you got Bowen, he's the loudmouth buff guy who's a pretty boy, who's very athletic, and after Caster gets done rapping, he hands over the microphone to Bowen so he can yell and scream in the microphone. That sounds like Billy Gunn. That's what Billy used to do. Road Dogg used to talk his way to the ring. He used to say all his stuff. Oh, you didn't know, and all that stuff. Then he used to hand over the microphone to Billy Gunn. Then Billy Gunn used to say, if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you. It's like Bowens and Gunn, they are very similar in those tag teams. Very similar. It's eerie. See, now I see it now. Bowens, he's Billy Gunn. A guy who don't say much, but when you hand him the microphone, he says like maybe 4 words, but it's very impactful because he yells and he screams and he gets your attention. They're very similar tag teams, the New Age Outlaws and Caster and Bowens, very similar. So I like this feud. I like the feud, and I like the fact that one of the Gunn boys, they snatched away Max Caster's microphone. Bruh, that's like snatching Road Dogg's microphone. You don't do that. So I'm very intrigued by their feud. And obviously, I'm very intrigued by Christian Cage. But outside of that, dog, I'm bored of Dynamite. I'm bored of it. Of course, I watch every week. But it's a struggle. I struggle to watch it. It's like I'm always looking at the time. See, okay, what time is this show over? How many minutes left? Like, I'm just bored by Dynamite. Like, what are you seeing that I'm not seeing? How can you say Raw is bad, SmackDown is bad, but you say Dynamite is good? Bro, you need therapy. That's all. It's like, damn, and you hate the WWF that bad? Where you have to bold-faced lie and say Dynamite is good television. It's not good television. If it was good TV, I would tell you it's good TV, bro. I would tell you, I don't lie. I'm not saying Dynamite sucks because I'm trying to get some clout or I'm trying to, be a gimmick. I'm not a gimmick. I keep it real. When I say something bad, I'll tell you it's bad. Dynamite is not good. Once again, what are you seeing that I'm not seeing? Dog, it's not good television. The matches are just boring. Don't get me started on what's the name, Rosa in a Storm, that tag match they had with what's the name, Rose and Roderick Strong's wife. That was a boring, god awful match. How can you ignore that? Like, I'm seeing a lot of boring matches, and it's crazy because they're all long. I'm seeing a lot of boring matches, long matches. Everything is Groundhog Day. It's Groundhog Day, bruh. It's a long match. Then you go to the back, right? Maybe Jade and what's her name, Malcolm Bivens. He says something, cuts a promo. Then Jade says the same thing over and over again. Cut the bleep, right? Okay, blah, blah, blah. Groundhog Day. The same promos every time. It's the same thing every time, man. Long match. Go to Tony Schiavone backstage to hear some kind of promo. Have one of the wrestlers actually try to bully him in the promo. It's Groundhog Day. How can you find that entertaining? It's Groundhog Day. It's the same thing, same form. It's lazy. Lazy booking. That's what it's lazy booking, man. Same old boring backstage promos, then with a long match that means nothing. It means nothing. Whatever Keith Lee's doing with Swerve, that's boring. I don't care about that. We barely see Hobbs. We barely see Starks. Guys who can talk, who have a good look, who got personality. But we're seeing Keith Lee and Swerve. I'm like, bruh, they're not Starks in Hobbs. We should be seeing more Hobbs and more Starks. Why is that guys with bland personalities are getting more TV time over guys who actually have potential to actually be something? I don't get it. It's like, it's boring television. Boring matches, boring television. What are you saying? I'm not saying, how can you say Raw is bad? Like, huh? Duh. The only flaw that Raw has is the Usos versus the Profits. That's the only flaw. They have too many rematches between the Usos and the damn Profits. Outside of that, it's actually a pretty decent show. But that's the only flaw. There's too many rematches between the Usos and the damn Profits. Other than that, it's a decent show now. I'm sorry, it's decent. SmackDown, I'm very entertained by SmackDown. I have zero issues with the current on SmackDown. Zero issues. If you don't like SmackDown, you're a hater, bruh. You're a gimmick. It's like you are a gimmick who's been brainwashed by those two idiots, Whoopi Goldberg and that little midget from New York. It's like guys like that brainwashed you. It's like, it's sad. It's like, dog, be your own man. Don't have somebody else actually think for you. If you think a show is good, okay, that's you. Be your own opinion. It's like, look, even my opinion ain't the damn gospel. But from my opinion, it's like Raw ain't bad. SmackDown is not bad lately. Really solid, good shows. Like, I don't get it. How come Raw has to have 5-star matches in every match? Really? Okay, so you want that to happen? Okay. All right, yeah, there's a reason why tons of guys from the old Black and Gold NXT always got hurt. Did you ever notice that? Have you ever noticed why are so many guys in AEW getting hurt now? Because they are pressured to have great matches every week. Dog. Raw and SmackDown, look, your weekly TV shows, they are a marathon, not a damn sprint. You can't have sprints every week. It's like one show can't be the end all be all. One show has to be a placeholder for your next show. You can't give the audience everything all at once. That's not good television. It's like you gotta leave the audience wanting more. Don't give them a lot. Give them bits and pieces. Keep on telling a story. Weeks and weeks after. Don't give them everything at once. Because, like, dog, eventually every match is gonna feel like Groundhog Day. It's like, what if this match was actually a great match, but you see it all the time? So it makes you believe it's a boring match because you see it all the time. Right? That's what I mean. Like, you can't get everything all at once. That's a problem with AEW. Every match they have is a goddamn train wreck. What I mean by train wreck is, it's like, dog, why are you trying to destroy your body on Dynamite? Bruh, live to fight another day. This match is not the end all be all. Why are you going balls to the wall for this show? It's just a regular Dynamite, bro. Calm down. That's a problem with AEW. They feel like they gotta prove themselves to put on great matches every week. That's insane. You gotta pace yourself until your next pay-per-view. They don't do that. That's why the shows are boring. Like every show, every match has to be long. every match has to have a crowd saying this is awesome. Like, really, every match has to be this is awesome. So that's why it's boring. That's why the shows are boring. The shows are very inconsistent when it comes to the viewership. Very inconsistent. It's like it's not good. So how can you be entertained by that? It's like if you say Raw sucks and SmackDown sucks right now, you are a gimmick. Lashley, he's over. Theory, he's over. Seth Rollins, he's hot. Bianca Belair, she's hot right now. Edge is about to come back now. It's like then your ass got SmackDown. SmackDown has some good shows lately. So how can you be bored by both shows? Like, you're just a hater. You're just a goddamn hater. When I see both shows, I'm like, bruh, these are very entertaining shows. I don't like missing SmackDowns now. Those shows are very entertaining. Look, I ain't saying they're great, but they're just very entertaining to me. I have zero issue. But when I'm watching Dynamite, bro, I'm waiting until the show's over. It's like I barely watched the main event. Seriously, I'm not playing around. Like, I barely watched the main event. Currently, I have a addiction to this one video game called Injustice 2. I play more Injustice 2 while I'm watching Dynamite. It's like I don't care about missing any of the matches. I'd rather play Injustice 2. It's like, yeah, I still watch the shows, but I just don't give a damn. I don't give a damn about Dynamite. But I still watch it, but the shows are boring, man. Dynamite is boring, dude. How can you sit back and say it's entertaining? It's like, no, man, I have my limits. I know what I look for. And it's not Dynamite. Dynamite is just boring television. Every show feels like the last show. Did you care about Brody King versus Dean Ambrose? I did. That was an awful match. Bro, that was an awful match. I gave 0 F's about that match. I barely watched it. I didn't care. I barely paid attention. I was counting down the minutes until that show was over. That's it. I'm done.